Recently, the World Inequality Report 2026 was released by the World Inequality Labs. So, the data revealed by the Inequality Report about India is not just concerning, it is shocking. India is the most populous country that has about more than 140 crore people in it. We often celebrate India as a fast-growing economy, rising global power, and a success story. But the same India is also ranked among the most unequal countries in the world. So this report doesn't look at any opinions or political claims. It took the real data from wealth, health, income, and the latest trends. So this report divides India's population into 4 economic groups. So first is the bottom 50%. This includes the majority of India's working class people like agricultural laborers, farm laborers, constructional workers, and small informal sector employees, and the rural and urban poor. So this represents the half of the population of the entire country. So second is the middle 40%. This includes the lower middle class, salaried employees and small-scale business owners and some of the skilled laborers like teachers, clerks and other salaried employees. So this is the group most of the Indians identify themselves with. Then comes the top 10%. So it represents the upper middle class or rich. It comprises the professionals, senior officers and big business owners. And finally comes the top 1%. It consists of super rich or elite or multimillionaire. So likewise, the categories are separated based on the economic condition of India in the report. Now let's come to the income. So according to the report, the bottom 50% of Indians earns just 15% of total India's income. That means half of the population survives less than 1/6 of the total India's income. So now compare this with the top. The top 10% or the richest 10% shares nearly 58% of the total India's income. That means while half the country shares just 15%, the small minority group that is top 10% takes almost 4 times more than everyone else combined. When we move from income to wealth, the picture becomes even more darker. So the bottom 50%, that is half of the Indian population, shares only 6.4% of total India's wealth. So the wealth here includes land, houses, assets, gold, savings and inherited assets. But the top 10% owns about 65% of the total India's wealth. And here comes the real shock. The top 1% alone enjoys nearly 40% of total India's wealth. Think about it. 1 out of every 100 Indians nearly owns as much as wealth, remaining 99 combined. So this is not just about inequality. It is the extreme concentration of power and resources. The report also shows the average annual income adjusting using the purchasing power parity, which reflects the real living standards. So here are the numbers. The bottom 50% of people earns about 940 euro per year. The middle 40% earns about 4,247 euro. Whereas the top 10% earns nearly 36,000 euro, and to the shocking, the top 1% alone earns more than 1.4 lakh euro. This means the top 1% alone earns more than 150 times ahead of the bottom 50%. So this gap is not about the comfort versus luxury. It is about the survival existence versus abundance. Now here comes an important question. Has inequality always been this high? To answer this, the report tracks to the annual income from 2024. It clearly says that over the decade, the annual income of the rich has been steadily increasing. Since the early 2000s, the top 10% has captured more and more, and the data of the bottom 50% lies almost flat from that year to now. To even more telling, between the year of 2014 to 2024, the inequality did not reduce at all. Despite many economic policies, economic changes, and the slogans of productivity and development, the inequality remains the same. Growth happened for sure, but it did not equally shared to everyone. So there is another crisis hidden in these numbers, is female labor participation. The female labor participation in India is just 15.7%. That means only about 1 in 6 women are the part of the workforce. And what is even worse is, the number did not even increase a slight for over last 10 years, that is a decade. When women are excluded from work, household incomes remain low and the poverty remains intergenerational and the inequality deepens further. No country can reduce inequality when half of its population is kept out of economic participation. So what all these things tell us is one clear truth. India is growing, but it is not growing together. Wealth is happening, but it is not shared to everyone equally. Wealth is rising at the top, but the struggle continues at the bottom. This is not because people don't work hard or people don't have talent. This is because the opportunity, dignity and fairness are not shared equally to everyone. And until this gap is addressed and until the growth is taken to the bottom half and until women are included, India's growth story still remains incomplete.